Yeah, got a Finch. You know I dig these Finch knives. Come on. Yep. This is a Finch Cherry Bomb. Smoke, black and white resin, 154 cm. Okay. I think I got an idea what the cherry bomb is, but I'm going to be surprised when I see it because I don't remember. Well, come on now. Finch knives. What we got here? Warranty. Flipping the Finch. Pretty cool. The cherry bomb. What a cool sticker that is. And knife. Yeah, so the resin smoke, hand finished scale with it's got this insert, this resin insert on top of the stainless scale. Titanium pocket clip. Well, let's get rid of this. Oh, come on. That was a disaster. Finch knives, cherry bomb. What's up? Let's see this blade. Yeah, come on. Look at the hand fit finish on there. They do such a good job of hand finishing these blades. The blades, the scales, they always have this wonderful finish on them. Cherry bomb, 154 cm. Very cool. Yeah, and like all Finch knives, the action on it, it's wonderful. These little things just captured my heart, man. Wonderful jimping here, little choke up spot. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. The backside of the pivot here is like a rivet in there. Dig it. No machining. Their knives, for the most part, are pretty minimalistic, but they have such good fit and finish on them. They're so nice. I was having a conversation with somebody recently, and they asked me if I thought that QSP was the OEM on these. And I'll be honest, I don't know who the OEM. I may take a look and see if I can grab that information uh, before the end of this video. Appears like we have. It's just debris, dirt. Yeah, just really snappy, wonderful in hand. I mean, it's just a forefinger if I get my finger behind the little finger guard there. Oh, what a cool little stinger, man. Little cherry bomb. Very nice. Hey, let's get in it. Come on. We'll check this bad boy in. Captured pivot. Feels like it's got a little Loctite on it. It does, not a lot. It's going to be T6s the rest of the way. Pocket clip's got to come. At least the back one. The back screw of the pocket clip's got to come. The front screw, maybe not. And I think I'm going to need help because I believe that that's turning. In the backspacer. I believe. Well, let's go after this screw because I think that back spacer, that little barrel spacer is turning. That screw's locked in there. Well, now I'm thinking about it. What am I going to hold it with? Interesting. Well, let's put this screw back in and see if I can't get it tight. Got to be careful. I don't want to crack that scale. Got it. Got you, sucker. And then this one should come. Yep. Well, we should be completely apart now. That actually, well, it's oil. I was going to say it had adhesive on it, but it didn't. And so there's a hidden screw underneath the scales, the inserts, that's going to hold the knife together. We'll pull this side and see what we come up against. That is on lockdown on top of. There we got it. Tiny little cage bearings. This doesn't appear to want to come off of there. Yeah, there's rubber cement under it. I thought I saw adhesive on the other side. Yep. A little bit of rubber cement. No big deal. All right, well, let's clean it all up and we'll get it back together. I don't think I'm going to reapply rubber cement to those scales because I think I'd like to take it apart. And so, and rubber cement applied correctly, you apply it to both surfaces and let it dry and then stick it together. I mean, that stuff can be, cement, right? Beautiful 154 blade. Even the inside of these scales, I'm going to call them scales because those are really inserts, but even the insides have a nice hand finish on them. Just beautiful. This side did have a little bit of that rubber cement too, a much smaller amount. The other side had quite a bit. I just want to get the oil off. There's a little bit of oil in there. No biggie. Internal stop pins. captured pivot. The pocket clip is recessed into the resin, but it does have 2 screws. And so, I mean, I'll just mention the important thing is on a setup like that, man, if you ever feel that pocket clip loose, you got to take the knife out of service and get that screw tightened up for sure. Because, man, that wobble in there, even for a day, and it may create enough wobble that you can't get it tight after that. So, all right, I think we're all cleaned up. Let's go for some reassembly, and I think we'll start by putting this scale back on this insert. And let's put this here and attach it. What's that saying? Piece of pie? Pizza pie? Where are we at? Okay. We'll go face down. Somebody asked me not too long ago about how to determine which way to go with these. I've explained it a few times, but let me explain it here. So I kind of call this, I call this side the cage side. Oop. And this side the flat side. I don't know if that's correct terminology or not, but that's what I call it. That's the cage side. That's the flat side. Well, on most knives, every now and then there's a knife that doesn't have that. Most knives have a recessed side, whether it's in the blade. See the recess? It's been reliefed down. Whereas the liner is flat. It is not recessed. Well, most knives have that recess either on the blade or on the liner or the scale, but not both, okay? So the way that I do it, I put that cage side to wherever that relief is, that cutout. And so you'll notice on the one that I've installed here, the cage is up and the flat side is down. So that cage is going to fit into this relief cut. That's how I do it. I don't have any complaints about the way that my knives run. Somebody very well could come on here and say different. And if somebody does, you should pop in and go, well, I do it the opposite, and here's why. But that's the way that I have found to run them, and I stay consistent with that. So here's the cage side. I'm going to put that cage down into that relief, like so. And then the flat side will go up against the flat liner. And then a drop of oil, very small drop in 2 sides. And then there's the track where the detemp ball is running. I'll put a little lube on that track as well. You know, the problem with that explanation is that, you know, if you don't watch this particular Finch knife, you may not get that explanation. But hopefully I'll remember, and maybe some of the folks that hang around a lot will remember that it's this Finch Cherry Bomb knife. And so if somebody's curious and they ask the question, one of us will remember and point them to this video. Say, well, I think it was explained in this particular video, go check it out. Nachos, very nice. Well, and the other reason I'm not going to cement the scale down is it's held down in the front and the back on both sides. You know, it's got screw tension on both sides holding it in, so pretty sure that I can secure this and it not wiggle and shake around. So here's that pocket clip. It's recessed down into that resin. It's recessed. I mean, it's got straight lines on at least 3 sides, and so as long as them screws stay tight, this pocket clip should be okay. But definitely not optimum. Okay. Well, let's break it down. Very nice, snappy action. Because of the insert with this resin on top of the scale, I am able to get a nice grip over the pocket clip without affecting the lock bar. And so, impossible to fail this knife. It runs really well. Just the tiniest little shake, and that'll fall shut. Very hydraulic, perfectly centered. Yeah, wonderful in hand. Access to the lock bar. This is lowered. It's knocked off, so it's got a smooth finish coming in. And then that is prominent enough that just reaching in, the tension on that lock bar is light. It's light and very easy to manipulate. Wonderful. I mean, it's A-level action, A minus. It's not knocking my socks off, but man, it's really nice. It's really good. I don't think I could explain why I give it an A minus versus a straight A. Sometimes you just got to wow me a little bit to get that. And of course, it's completely a subjective grade. It's not measured, so don't ask me 20 questions. Well, what about this? What about, trying to ascertain whether my A minus should be an A. Hey man, it's just what I'm gonna put on it. It's an A minus. It's definitely A level, which keep in mind, C level action would be average. It's what I would expect from the knife based on price and materials and that kind of thing. And so, anything over a C means that it's good stuff. And when you get into the A's, I mean, it's better than expected. When you touch the knife and then you run it, you go, "Oh, yeah, that's nice." It's that kind of action for sure it is. Let's talk about ergonomics. I mean, the knife narrows as it goes to the back, and that tends to give a feel of coming off the knife. However, it's just the right size. So as I'm tucking it in and coming off, I'm tucked right into my palm here. So with that finger guard, the way that I can tuck in, the jimping on the spine, the thing as a whole, not so confident, confident, very confident. I mean, I'll give it a confident grip. I could definitely, manage this knife going forward and not come up and over onto the sharp part and not lose my grip. I definitely think I could. The reverse grip, yeah, pretty solid here. I can cap that with my thumb. My fingers are locked in with the flipper tab here, and so pretty powerful grip there. Unfortunately, I think the knife's just too short here. Like my palm's kind of exposed there. I am able to cap it, and so I don't, at the end of the day, I may, if I was gonna come down with this knife, I think maybe I'd rather come here than here. Yep. But I definitely the first one works. This grip here works. This one's kind of a stretch. I can get it, but it's kind of a stretch. Let's check the pocket clip. Oh yeah, very nice. Nice profile, one-handed, runs all the way on the thick material. And so, of course, it's going to run, this is standard jean size material. It runs wonderful there. It's got reasonable tension, but it's up against that polished resin, and so it's pretty slick. I do think that if I planned on carrying this knife at all, I'd probably put a little tension on that clip, which, you know what? I think I'm just gonna do it real quick. Okay, here's all I did was just with my fingers, I put the tiniest little arc in that clip. You can barely see it, but when I put it back on here, it's gonna create good tension. So let me put it back on. Okay, let's check it. Just a slight little arc. I mean, I can't even pick it up now. So I'm going to check it in standard jean size material. Yeah, now it's got that kind of grip where it's going to hold it wherever I put it. That's where it's going to be when I go looking for it. The main thing is this back pocket. Like if I went for a run and had to take off running, it's still going to hold in the pocket. Yep, wonderful. Yeah, a little change, a little tension, but the thing runs wonderfully. Let's check it for safety. Make sure we don't have any blade contact in the back. Make sure that tip's recessed. So the clip's awesome, tip's good. I can handle this knife any old way I want, and there's no blade contact as long as the knife is closed. Let's check that bottom detent. How well is it going to hold that blade in? Oh yeah, very snappy, just sucks it right in there. So when it's closed, it's reasonable to assume it's going to stay closed unless I purposely open it. And oh man, is this thing sharp. Yeah. Yeah. Wicked sharp, man. Wow, is that thing sharp. And it's got a beautiful edge on it. Yeah, look at that. Needle. Yeah. Very cool. So the Finch Cherry Bomb, let's talk price and availability. It's all going to be secondary market at this point. I don't believe, you may find a dealer that just happened to have one of these. I think retail price on these was, it's going to be $129 to $149 brand new for this knife. So in a secondary market, I mean, I guess you just got to kind of measure what condition is it in? Is it in like new condition? Has it ever been carried? And so if it's in like new, it's fair to say that, I mean, trying to get retail out of it wouldn't be the end of the world. I mean, so I'm going to say if you were at, $139 for this knife, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And it's awful nice. I know it's $154, but part of the value that I place in these now is I'm collecting them. And so I hunt them down, man. I'm looking for them, and I'm happy to add them to my collection. So, yeah, pretty cool. Finch Cherry Bomb. Awesome. Appreciate y'all watching.